Very happy to see Shaq score a touchdown.
Me too. Beautiful, beautiful. Kind of fake.
Tough loss to the season.
Again, we're just fine. We can't do the situation last be up all year. We've had a lot of personnel come in. We've had to, make adjustments to see. Just 1 year we've had this year. We've had 5 combined. As far as concerned, but we need to be to being the you will see our team come to the semifinals.
What was the decision that was
Like I said, I keep those things in house. It's not really for. Obviously, there was things that went on. There were things that again, I am very, very confident in Josh. Phenomenal game. Started a little bit slow, but again, phenomenal game. You saw this back where this is what football. For what he's done about his year rookie. So proud of this kid. And so I have no problem starting him. Yeah, I coach. I hope he feels that confidence from the coach. He executed well. Things again, their kicker not these untimes and coach how important the kicking game is. We're still reeling a little bit. Our kicking game still is just not producing, double digits, and it's just something that's hard to overcome. And so, but we felt again, we played a really good football game this weekend, and all we got to do is right now is just get healthy. That's the name of the game.
Josh, what did it mean to start a game with your brother on the other side of the field?
It was awesome. Me and my brother have a great relationship. I love him. Would have definitely meant more to go beat him. But it meant the world. I know my family was excited. I love seeing my brother, so it's awesome.
Second half, you go in down 13, and you end up tying it at 41 back or touchdown run. Talk about that play, trying to change the momentum there. Being able to double up going into the second half and all that.
It's all about putting in the work. I tell these guys from the beginning of training camp, you got to earn it. And that's what I love about this kid to my left. He earned it all year, the ups and downs of being an offensive lineman, a fullback, and everything he's had to do. And ultimately, again, I just knew that he was going to have a big game. He came out. He had some great runs. He had, again, a fourth down run. He had the touchdown. He did a phenomenal job, and we're just glad to get that running game going.
Later on in the fourth, Josh, you had a running touchdown as well, kind of scrambling. You're fired up, and that just to tie the game at 48. Tell me about what you're thinking. After that, you scored to tie the game at 48.
Tensions get high in football. But really just thinking I got to go out and score the next drive. Just think about that next play mentality. We hadn't won yet. We weren't even up. So just for me, it was just like, all right, what are we going to do? Are we going to go for 2? Are we going for 1? When are we going to get the ball back? Go look at the film and get better for the next drive.
And then, a minute or 2 minutes left, fumble recovery, great job to see that ball dropping out of Desmond's hands. What are you thinking at that point in terms of like, hey, let's bring it down there and get it done, try to, get back in this thing?
Yeah, the tough part is just, like I said, those deuces really came at an untimely time. Capital's having a phenomenal season. I'm, like I said, I can't say enough about how well he's kicked against us. But, at that particular point, again, getting the turnover was incredible. They had made a turnover. We got one right back. And again, it's just, again, just a couple plays away from winning the ball game. So just the fact that we battled in, we started a little bit slow, and we, had a pretty big, hole to climb out of. The fact that we climbed out of it and did a great job. Like I said, I'm proud of everybody. We hung in there. We bounded together. And obviously, again, we're like I said, how we've played against Nashville, we're super happy. I mean, we understand we're the top two teams. They're having a tremendous season. Like I said, Arbet is a very good friend of mine. He's an excellent coach. They have an excellent football team. That, again, it's like facing, again, a team like Albany. And at the end of the day, you just have to do all the little things right. And so, we just got to, like I said, we got 2 weeks to get healthy. I mean, that's the one thing that, people just haven't seen, a full roster of Albany Firebirds yet for a long time, since the beginning of the season. And so it is what it is. There's no excuses. You just got to keep putting in the work and coming back. But this 2-week bye is coming at a great time for us.
I want to ask a question, Prince, just in terms of defense. Travian's interception there. Talk about, you guys were struggling to get stops, and then, that's his interception kind of helped you guys get back into the game. Just talk about, his interception and just the defense in general tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm very proud of the defense and how we fought through adversity and tried to overcome despite having a lackluster start to the game. And Travian's pick was very big. It was a very big momentum booster. It really helped us as far as, just like you said, momentum and bringing energy to the team, energy to the game. Following that with a couple more stops, ideally a winning stop would have been good, but we know what we need to do to get it done.
Talk about yourself being back in the field after being out with the injury for a while and being back in uniform out the field going.
And it's been a blessing. I just thank God that I'm back out there. Glad to be out there healthy and getting back at quarterbacks again.
Damon, real quick. So it looked like Brent had a deuce, and the ball, I think, it looked like it hit the crossbar and went in, but then they said it wasn't. What was that play?
They had a penalty in the bank, and so that's part of the rule book.
We weren't sure if that exactly was there. That makes sense.
It's basically the way our kicking game has been this year. Is when we can't get a deuce, we kick the deuce. It just, I don't know. I've racked my brain. We've had some very funny comedic conversations to very serious conversations about what's going on with the kicking game. We've had great kickers here every single year. We've always had the number one kicker. This year is there's just something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Is it in the air, in the water? Am I now making kickers allergic to me? I don't know what it is. It is just the craziest thing is we've changed kickers so many times, and it just seems to be the same result every time. We gotta find somebody that can be in double digits every single game, and that's what it's all about. And so, like I said, I will go home. I'm not even going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to evaluate this film tonight. Like I said, there's a lot of frustration with the kicking game.
What was the decision about the drop kick, doing the drop kicks versus the PATs? Obviously the 1 versus 2, but was there a plan behind that, or was it just this was going to be the best way to do what we needed to do?
Hey, like I said, he's been kicking some drop kicks very well to practice. We were just in such a big hole, and so I wanted to try to get him, warmed up and kicking a bunch of those. And we needed, especially because their kicker kicks so well, and so him get the deuces. So I was like, all right, we need to match 2 points with 2 points, whether that's deuces or whether that's drop kicks. One way or another, we need to try to figure out to get more than 7 points every time we score. So that was kind of the thought process. He made the first one, which was awesome. I was, felt really good about that. Looked like he's been in practice. And then obviously we missed a bunch of them. So then we went back to the regular extra points. We, did those a couple times. Then we started missing them. It's frustrating. I can't, like I said, I just can't tell you how frustrating it is to be in this position and we score so many points and we've missed so many extra points this year. It's just been a rough year.
Speaking of the points, you knew coming in you had to win by at least 10 points to be able to take the 1 seed. Did that ever come into your mind at all during the game of like, okay, or was it just because you guys got down 18-0 pretty quickly? You're like, okay, now it's just we got to win this thing. It doesn't matter. Points is the point.
We never really worry about that. If you execute good football, the score will take care of itself. That wasn't the worry. The worry is just executing good football. Just call this the gold standard time of the season. Last 2 games, we want to execute the best football of all year. Like I said, we have really executed some really good football against Nashville. Like I said, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a fun game anytime we face each other. And so, but like I said, when you change so much in the line, our lineup's been so different every week, and that's tough to do from a coaching aspect. It's when you just never know what to expect week after week. We've had more season-ending injuries than the last 5 years combined. I mean, that's just crazy to me, and it just just something that's happening. We do tons in recovery. We do all these things. We have all the resources to keep our guys healthy, but this year has just been the year of the injury, and so 2 weeks is I didn't care. Like I said, at the end of the day, if we need to have a championship game in Nashville, they are the next best environment than Albany. So, do I want to be on the road? No, but am I going to be mad to go to Nashville and have a championship game with country music playing and everything that goes on in Nashville? I don't really care. It doesn't matter where the game's played. It could be played in a wherever, and we're going to be ready.
As long as it's not a mall.
As long as it's not the mall. But so, like I said, hey. Right now it's just regroup. It's get healthy. We just need to be the Firebirds. We haven't really been the Firebirds that we wanted to be since the first couple weeks of the season. So right now, couldn't have been more proud to just get into the number 2 seed. That's all we needed. We've talked about that the second half of the season. We got to get one of those seeds where we get 2 byes. And like I said, we got it. I'm happy. Like I said, I would like to have won the game tonight, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't change much. We still get 2 weeks off. We'll get healthy, and we'll get ready to get after whoever wins the quarterfinals and comes here.
So the last month of the season, it seems like it was been a challenge. Now the season's closed. Now we look forward to the playoffs. Obviously, looking for the second season moving forward.
This is what we do. We've competed for championships every single year that I've been here. We're going to be ready. We're going to get these kids ready. We're going to put them in great positions. We're going to come up with great game plans. But it's win or go home. These games just have a lot more at stake. And but that's why you come to Albany. You want to be in these moments. And so I just am super happy. We've got a lot of young kids. Again, Josh. Again, making the playoffs his first year. All these things. It's been a tremendous season. People overlook. We've been so dominant for so many years, and we look at a couple losses as a horrible thing around here. But how many teams wished they were the number 2 seed? You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's been a tough season. People don't realize how hard it is to coach through a season where you've just got 3 or 4 bodies that go down every single week, and so you just got to keep coaching, keep reeling it in, keep getting the next guy ready. But ultimately, when we get our group that's most prepared to play all on the field at the same time, great things are going to happen.
Did we get out of the game healthy overall?
Yeah, for the most part, we came out healthy, and so this 2-week break couldn't have come at a better time. We're in phenomenal shape to be really good in the playoffs. I didn't ask Zachary a question.
That's okay, Coach. You answered it for me. That's
how I feel about it.
I'm all on it. It was cool to smile.
I hate when they don't ask people questions.
That's all right.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I may have been the loudest.